Welcome to yoga. Just close your eyes, let your shoulders get heavy, and maybe put a little smile on your face. Start breathing slowly into the body, and slowly exhale, and breathing in and out through the nose. Feel where the breath is going. If you need some help from your hands, you can put one hand on the chest and one hand on the stomach. Still smiling to yourself. Just feeling that movement of the breath. And then slowly drop the chin to the chest and let the hands get heavy again. Bring the hands onto the knees. And just let your neck muscles lengthen. Let the rest of the spine stay straight, shoulders slide down. And on the next inhale, bring your left ear to the left shoulder, raising that chin. And stay here for a few deep breaths. You should feel a nice deep stretch here on the right side of the neck, maybe all the way down the shoulder as well. Deep breath in. And we exhale and roll the chin slowly back down to the chest, remembering to straighten the rest of the spine. Nice and straight back. On your next inhale, bring your right ear to the right shoulder and raise that chin. So as if that ear really wanted to touch the shoulder, but the shoulder's sliding down. Deep breaths into the body. And every time we breathe in, we want the stomach to rise. Remembering that activates our diaphragm muscle, which in turn activates our vagus nerve and then lets us calm through the production of happy hormones. On your next exhalation, drop the chin to the chest and then round your back. Send the shoulders forwards and bring the back all the way towards the back here. Chin still on the chest. And we slowly straighten the back. And we straighten the head and we open the eyes. Good. We're going to start by rolling the shoulders to the back. Nice and slow movement here, relaxed. Hands can still be on the knees. Feeling the shoulders warm up a little bit. And for that, it takes a little bit longer. We'll do a few more of those. Keep breathing deeply into your body. Good. Nice and warm. Now interlock the hands behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades, and raise the arms as high as you can. Don't worry, you won't go as high as me probably, but try and go as high as you can and keep squeezing the shoulder blades. And from here, inhale and look up to the ceiling. Exhale and roll the chin to the chest. So nice and smooth movement here. Inhale and raise the head. Exhale and lower. And the arms are getting warm and the arms are getting quite heavy. So we keep them high. Good. And on the next inhale, release the arms, raise them all the way up, look up to the ceiling, and reach the hands as high as you can. We're going into our side body here, stretching your lats. And we're going to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed here. This is more moving into the side, like I said, instead of raising that shoulder nice and high. So we want to keep the shoulders relaxed here. Good. And now interlock the hands, push the palms away from you, slide the shoulders down. Good. We look up and we inhale and raise the shoulders high. And we exhale and look down, dropping the shoulders down. Inhale, raise the head and raise the shoulders. Exhale, lower the shoulders and drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, rise. And exhale, lower. And one more time. Good. And then look to the front. Keep the shoulders where they are, but stretch the arms out. Take a deep breath in and exhale as you reach over to the right, stretching into the left side here. Breathe in all the way and breathe out. Reach over to the left and stretch into the right side. Good. Deep breath in and we exhale and come back. Float the arms down. They should be quite warm now. And then bring your outer foot in towards you here in Shukrasana. And we're going to bring the hands behind the head, just relaxing here, interlocking the hands. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, drop your elbow towards the side. So you stay in line here, elbows stay in line with the shoulders. Take a deep breath in here, and on the exhale, slowly come up. Breathe in, reset, relax the shoulders, and breathe out, drop your right elbow down towards the ground. Good, and the knees stay nice and low here. Deep breath in, and exhale, come back up. Brilliant, and we release. Roll your shoulders to the back, and then from here, bring the hands in front of you and walk your knees underneath the hips. Good, now take a look at your hands, spread your fingers wide, and then take a deep breath in, arch your back and look to the front. Keep your shoulders strong. On an exhale, round your back and drop the head. Now, more smoothly, and sync this with your breathing. On your next inhalation, arch your back and look to the front or up. Exhale, round your back, drop the head. Shift your tailbone forward. As you inhale, arch your back, and as you exhale, round your back. Don't look at me, just listen to your own breath. So if you want, a good idea is to close the eyes here to really get a sense of your body. Inhaling as you arch and exhaling as you round. And a couple more times, inhaling as you arch, keeping the shoulders strong, exhaling as you round. And when you're ready, whenever that is, after those 2 rounds, come back into your neutral spine here, so just into a tabletop pose. Brilliant, good. Nice and little mini arch here in the lumbar spine. Now bring your left hand to the right hand and bring that right arm underneath. We're going to stabilize ourselves here. See how you feel. Push the arms into each other, so both arms are still straight. And then from here, send that right leg to the back, toes on the ground to begin with. Now, if you feel a little bit wobbly here, this is where you're going to stay. If you want to go further, raise that leg. And release. Bring that knee back in towards you. Keep the hands as they are and send the left leg to the back. Now, toes can stay on the ground. You might feel that you're ready to go a little bit deeper. If you are, raise that leg off the ground. It's very possible that this side is a little bit easier. It's also possible that when we change arms, you'll find this exercise much easier. Good. Slowly release. So now we know what's going to happen in this exercise. I want you to focus on your breath. Arms go back to where they are. So hands underneath our shoulders. Now bring that right hand to the left hand and bring that left hand underneath so that your pinky touches here. And we straighten both arms. And this time we're going to start with the left leg. Send that left leg to the back, toes on the ground. If you feel comfortable enough here, raise that leg off the ground. If you feel wobbly, just bring the foot back down onto the ground. So now deep breaths, all the way in, all the way out. And release. Knee comes down, straighten the right leg away from you. Stay here for a moment. And again, if you don't feel up to it, keep that foot where it is. Otherwise, raise the leg. So not an easy exercise. Watch your breath. Stabilize with your core engaged. Deep breath in, and we exhale and release. Release the hands, very well done. Bring your forearms onto the ground and drop the head for a moment. Now arch your back here, raise the head off the ground, and then straighten the arms. Arms are further forward. We're going to drop our hips all the way down. Don't worry how low you can get here. Don't think about pubic bone touching the ground, as I often say. Just keep it nice and relaxed here. And from here, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, look to the right, bring your right knee forward, and then push your hip down. And we look back to the front. The chest is open to the front, and we're just feeling a nice deep pinch here in our lower back. Very good exercise for your SI joint. Now from here, take a deep breath in, and exhale, open up to the right again, straighten your leg. Inhale to the front, exhale, look to the left, send that left knee to the front, and then push down here. So you want to try and align the hips here. And we'll look to the front and we'll let ourselves sink down. And you take a couple of breaths here. Good. On the next inhale, we look to the left again. And on the exhale, we straighten that leg. And then come into the front of the body, interlock the hands behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades, and raise just the chest off the ground. One more deep breath in. And we exhale and release. Hands come next to the chest, and we push ourselves towards the back. All the way into Balasana or Child's Pose, forehead on the ground. And then relax your hands here. You can, if you want to, open and close a fist, just nice and slowly. Or if you prefer, just relax the hands down on the ground. Just maybe wanting some movement for the finger joints here. Good. Now interlock the hands behind you. Again, squeeze your shoulder blades, raise the arms, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, rise. Sitting on the heels, if that's comfortable. I know that's not comfortable for everyone. We're not going to stay here for long. Look up to the ceiling, take a deep breath in, raise the arms, and exhale, bring the hands down and onto the ground, coming back onto all fours. Good. So from here, bring your fingertips in towards you, palms firmly on the ground. And we're going to shift our weight to the front and back, nice and gently. You'll know your own range. So if you're fine here, keeping the heels of the hands on the ground, you can go further, of course. Trust what your arms can do here. Going into the forearms as well, of course. Tops of the hands, not just for the wrists here. Good. And we bring the tops of the hands onto the ground. Fingertips in towards us. And we'll do the same thing, shifting back and forward. Nice and gently here. You don't want this to hurt. You just want to feel your muscles work. Good. And we release. Shake off. And then raise your fingertips up towards the ceiling. And release. Hands onto the ground, tuck your toes under, straighten the legs, pushing the hips up, and start walking the heels into the mat one by one. And then drop your gaze, look down towards your feet, towards the back of the room here. And then nice and gently, engage your shoulders and push your shoulders towards the back. So it's as if you wanted to lengthen the arms as much as you could and lengthen your upper body. Now there can be space underneath your heels, there can be a bend in the legs, but we do want to manage to straighten our upper body as much as we can. And from here, we're going to take a deep breath in and inhale as we raise the right leg. Now point your toes here and then draw a circle with your toes. Keep your hands really strong here. Try and have as much weight in the right hand as you do in the left. Change direction, circling the other way. And then flex your foot and drop the heel to the buttocks, trying to keep the knee nice and high. We take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, look to the hands, step the foot in between the hands, and then drop your back knee to the ground and relax the top of the foot. Good. We're going to inhale and raise the right arm and look up to the ceiling here. Keep your hips nice and low and make sure that your knee hasn't come over the toes. Shift yourself back if that has happened. Good. Now slowly release that arm. Bring the hand onto your knee and look to the front, and then straighten that left arm, raise it to the ceiling. And if you feel comfortable enough, if you're balanced enough here, raise the right arm too. Good. Now we can drop the hands, bringing the thumb in touch with our spine here. Keep your elbows close to your body. And we take a deep breath in, and we exhale and bring the hands down. From here, tuck your back toes under, straighten the leg, and step that right leg to the back and walk it out. Maybe you feel like shaking it off, that's fine as well. Maybe you want to drop the hips here to the side a little bit. And back into our Parvatasana, our mountain pose. Inhale, raise your left leg and point your toes. And then start rolling your foot, going into your ankle. And then circle the other way. Again, make sure that your hands are up to the task, or you're using your fingers here as well. Now flex your foot and drop the heel towards the buttocks. Deep breath in, and we exhale and step the foot in between the hands. Now drop your back knee, relax the top of the foot. Right hand stays where it is, and we inhale and raise our left arm. Look up to the ceiling. Good. We keep that right shoulder strong. Left shoulder pushes to the back. Inhale. And on the exhale, bring that left hand down. Hand onto the knee. Look to the front. Find your balance. And then raise the right arm if you can. If not, just bring both hands onto the knee. That will be a bit easier. Or keep one hand on the ground. Now raise that left arm if you can. Keep your hips nice and low. Let them just drop down. Again, we want to check our knee heel alignment here at the front. Don't let that knee come further forward than your toes. And then drop your hands here if you can. Looking up to the ceiling, come into a little back bend, just a mini one. Good. Inhale here and exhale. Bring the hands down, tuck your toes under, and step back into Parvatasana, mountain pose. Now, nice and slowly walk your feet to the hands. And then shake off the hands. Hope we're all okay. Hands come to the calves, and we pull our torso closer towards the head. Remembering that what we're looking for is a connection here between the thighs and our belly, not so much a connection of the head and the shin. You can bend your legs a little bit here if you need to. Gently tilt your pelvis. Good. Now from here, walk your hands to the shins and straighten the arms and straighten the torso. Shoulders roll to the back, and we shift our weight into the toes. Heels can stay on the ground, but just so we feel that our toes are grabbing hold of the mat. And then we inhale and come all the way up with a straight spine. And we exhale and bring the hands to the heart center. Good. Find yourself standing comfortably here, toes together. Close your eyes. And just take a few moments to notice how you're standing here and how you can feel every single toe on the ground. Again, shift your weight into the toes. Try and raise the heels off the ground, so just a tiny little bit off the ground. Notice that you're probably feeling a little bit wobbly. And release. Heels come back down into the ground and we open the eyes. Now slide that left foot in towards your right inner thigh. If it can't comfortably rest here and it slides down a little bit, don't push it into the knee, come a little bit lower, and then push that knee out to the back. Good. We're going to inhale and raise the arms and exhale and bring the hands back to the heart center. So that there's a nice straight line here from one elbow to the other via the wrist. Very good. And we focus on a spot in the distance. Stay nice and calm here, observing our breath. Breathing slowly. And then from here, if we feel stable enough, look down towards the ground, just in front of your foot. This might be a little bit harder, but if you're faring well, look to your hands at the heart center now. So closer towards you, same direction. And if that seems doable, straighten the head and then close your eyes. And don't hold your breath, keep breathing. Good. We open the eyes. We take a deep breath in and raise the arms. And on an exhale, we reach the arms over to the right. Very good. I know your supporting leg is getting a little bit warm and heavy and wants a break. Just a little bit longer here. And then release. Very good. Well done. Shake off. And then bring that other foot in towards your thigh, inner thigh, if possible. Otherwise, lower leg, just make sure that you're protecting your knee by not pushing the foot into the kneecap. So from here, inhale, raise the arms, and exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Good. And we want to have that connection here of the foot and the thigh, or the leg, wherever on the leg. So make sure that you're really pressing that foot into the leg. And we press the palms together. So there's lots of connections here that we make with our own body. And palms together means that that flow of energy in our body, all those nadis are unconstricted and can keep flowing and flowing and flowing. Good. Now from here, whenever we're ready, again, you might feel completely different on this side. So take this side as it comes. If you feel wobbly, give yourself more time. If you feel very stable here, then slowly shift your gaze and look down towards the ground. And if that's nice and easy, stay here for a little bit longer. Don't rush anything. Just give your body that time. And if you want to go further, look towards your hands. Looking at the fingertips here, really close towards you now. And if you feel that that's okay, straighten the head again and slowly close the eyes. And remembering to breathe deep breaths. This is definitely my wobblier side. Good. And we open the eyes again. We inhale and raise the arms. And we exhale and reach the arms and torso over to the left. Deep breaths into the right side. And we release. Very good. Shake off the legs. And from here, we come back to the front of the mat if we weren't already there. Big toes touch, mini bit of space maybe between the heels here. Roll the shoulders to the back, palms to the front. Gently tuck your tailbone under a little bit. And then breathe in and raise the arms, look up to the ceiling. Breathe out and fold forwards, coming down all the way onto the hands here or just the fingertips. But we're going to try and have the hands next to our feet. The head is dropped. We can bend our legs a little bit if that's necessary. And from here, take a deep breath in and step the right leg to the back. You all already know this one, but we're going to stay here for the moment with that back leg off the ground. Keep your hips low, look to the front, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, step the left leg to the back. So you're landing in push-up position in a plank rather than pushing the hips up. Good. Now deep breaths here. And this might very well be too much, depending on what your core has been up to in the past months, weeks, years. You can bring the knees to the ground if that's easier for you. And just stay here, making sure we've got strong shoulders and that we don't drop our hips in any way. You can tuck the tailbone under, but you don't want to drop the hips because we want to protect our back here. Now take a nice deep breath in, and on the exhale, release the knees to the ground, toes still tucked under here. Now look towards your arms, see the crooks of the arms, elbows are going towards the back now, and we drop our chest and chin, keeping the hips high. For everyone who's doing that for the first time and hasn't quite managed, come onto the front of the body, tuck the toes under, push into the knees and raise the hips off the ground. And then hands come next to the chest and we push the elbows in towards us. So exactly the same thing, just a little bit easier to get into. Deep breaths here. Good, and from here, interlock the hands behind you. I love this one. Interlocking the hands is the thing we're doing today. And raise the arms as high as you can. So we're going to try and straighten the arms and push that chest and chin further into the ground as the shoulders are rising. And we release and drop the hips and come onto the front of the body. Hands next to the chest. Inhale and push the chest up. On the next inhale, push your rib cage off the ground. And on the next inhale, try and bring your lower back off the ground. Lower back. It's one of those days, lower belly off the ground, but pubic bone in line with the mat. We feel that connection here. Now, don't straighten the arms all the way. I know that's tempting. Try and roll your shoulders down and keep a mini bend in the arms so that you're working your triceps here. And we do that by pushing the elbows in towards us. Good. And the legs are completely relaxed here. They don't need to do anything. We look to the front, or if we're high enough, we look up. If any of this is too much, obviously, for your lower back, come lower. Deep breath in and exhale. Push your hips to the back here and drop your torso. Let yourself get heavy. Take a few deep breaths. And then slowly come up onto all fours, tuck your toes under, push the hips up, drop the head. Breathe in and raise your right leg, point your toes, just as we did before. On an exhale, step your foot in between the hands and bring your left heel to the ground. So this is where it gets different. We're still going to sink down into that right leg, but the left heel stays on the ground, and we're going to inhale and raise our arms and torso. Palms can be together or palms can be apart, just as long as the arms are reaching up. Good. Good. And then from here, drop that right arm so that the hand rests in between the shoulder blades. Drop that left arm all the way and try and grab hold of your hands here at the back. If you can't, just use that left hand to push the right elbow behind the head. Look gently upwards towards the ceiling. Deep breaths here into the front of the body. You should feel a nice stretch in your belly. Just the skin fibers stretching here. That means the muscle fibers are releasing. Good. And we release. Bring the hands down into the ground. Step forward, coming back into a forward fold, dropping the head. And maybe you feel like bringing the hands to the calves again and pulling your torso closer towards the legs. Maybe you don't feel like that. That's okay as well. So give yourself a little moment here. Good. Now from here, inhale, raise your arms, raise your torso. Look up to the ceiling. And exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Good. And again, we check that our big toes are still touching. There can be a little bit of space between the heels. Tuck your tailbone under, shoulders engaged. Breathe in, raise the arms, look up. Breathe out, bring the hands to the heart center and drop all the way down into a forward fold. Hands next to the feet, not in front of the feet. And we inhale and step the left leg to the back. Stay here, keeping that back leg straight if you can, keeping the hips quite low. On an exhale, send that right leg to the back, keeping the hips exactly where they are. And again, we're in our plank here. We can remember our less strong version with the knees on the ground. We can remember that we can tuck the tailbone under here to engage the core even more. If you want, you can shift yourself further forward, coming onto the tips of your toes, but really use your shoulders here to support you. Good. Deep breath in here. And then exhale and bring the knees to the ground. Tilt your pelvis. So push your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Elbows come in towards us. Remember, you should see the crooks of the arms. Drop your chin, drop your chest. Or do the same thing from the front, from lying on the front of your body. Good. Now slight change to the last round. Fingertips come onto the ground. Push your elbows towards each other. Feel yourself squeezing your shoulder blades. And then point your toes up to the ceiling. So the knees stay on the ground, the feet rise. Keep breathing. And then release. Hands come back down onto the ground. Stretch the legs away from you now. Drop your hips. Reach for your feet. Grab hold of them. Knees stay together here. And we inhale and raise the knees and torso off the ground. So this doesn't have to be deep. It's okay to stay here, to maybe rise not too much off the ground. It's quite a deep pose. If you want, take yourself a little bit further. You feel that openness in the chest, lovely pec stretch here. And of course, this is going into your back. Beautiful back bend, I think, Dhanurasana or the bow pose. Keep pushing your knees together. You don't want them to come apart. And then slowly release. Come onto the front of the body again. And from here, push yourself up. Push the hips to the back. And drop your torso. Let yourself get really heavy here. And we take a few deep breaths. You take those breaths into the lower back. So really feel that movement there. You Don't believe me? Bring your hands onto your lower back and feel that movement as you take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, there's that deflation, just like in the belly, only a little less pronounced. From here, slowly make your way up onto all fours, tuck the toes under, push your hips up, coming back into Parvatasana. And we're going to inhale and raise that left foot or left leg even. Good. Stay here, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, step that left foot in between the hands, bring your right heel to the ground before you come up, sink into your left leg and rise. If you want to, you can keep looking to the front here. You might find that it's all right for you to look up to the ceiling, but that might mess with your balance. So just do what feels comfortable for you. Now we're going to drop that left hand in between the shoulder blades, drop the right arm all the way, but then raise that hand and try and bind your hands behind you. If that's possible, great. If it isn't, use that right hand on your left elbow. Push it to the back. Gently look up to the ceiling now if you can. You can come into a little back bend. Nothing deep. Good. Wherever we are, we take a last deep breath in. And we exhale and release. Hands come to the ground. We step forward and drop our head. And from here, walk your feet mat distance apart. Hands to the ground as we sink our hips down and come as low as we can. Good. And then bring the hands to your heart center. Deep breath. Straight spine. And we look to the front and we relax our shoulders. Good. We'll try and keep the heels on the ground. I know that's probably difficult for some. So we can also walk the feet further apart. And then from here, drop your buttocks onto the ground. Take the knees in with you as you come onto your back. And relax. If you feel like it, take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And if you like, you can sigh out as well with a bit of sound. And then slowly let yourself rock from side to side. Nice and slowly. As you feel in your back here. Good. And then bring your left foot to the right side of the mat. Bring that right knee on top and reach your arms to the side. From here, drop your knees to the left and turn the head to the right. Keep your right shoulder firmly on the ground. You might have slid in a little bit, that's okay. But make sure that it doesn't rise off the ground here. We can close the eyes. This is just relaxing. We're done with the hard part. We can even smile again. Good. We take a deep breath in. And we exhale and raise the knees. And we bring both knees in towards us with that right knee still on top of the left. Hold on wherever is comfortable for you. It can be on the left shin here as well. Doesn't matter where. Just be comfortable. Relax the shoulders. And we release slowly and bring that right foot to the left side of the mat. Left knee on top, arms back to the sides, and we're going to drop our knees to the right and turn the head to the left. Feeling those deep breaths in our front body and in the side body, and also in our back. Cat. And keep our jaw relaxed. Raise your knees, coming back to center. And then bring your knees in towards you. This time the left knee on top of the right. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms. Feel that relaxation go into your hips and into the legs. So just keep them soft and relaxed. And then release and straighten both legs to the ceiling. Point your toes, flex your toes, roll your toes. Hug the knees in towards you. And slowly take your head from side to side. And then raise the head. Look towards your knees for a moment, raising the shoulders, shoulder blades off the ground. Little package here. And we release. Stretch out the arms, stretch out the legs. Point your fingers, point your toes. And then we'll bring the arms to the side. Drop the knees, the toes a little bit to the right and left. Breathe slowly into the body. Feeling that rise and fall of the body. That whole upper body expands and contracts. And slowly bring the feet in towards you and make your way into a seated position through the right side of the body. And gradually we'll open the eyes, roll the shoulders to the back, and then drop your left ear to the left shoulder. Shoulders relax down. Right ear to the right shoulder. And raise the head. Drop the chin to the chest for a moment. Round your back, roll the shoulders forwards. And then from here, inhale, raise the arms, look up, straighten the spine. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Thank you very much for joining.